What's good, everybody? It's Mosley back with another lovely video today. Lovely video, y'all. Today, I got something to show y'all today, as I usually do. But today, I have an instrument to show y'all, and it's not a piano. It's not a piano? What? I usually be playing the piano. In fact, I don't really have any other instrument that I be playing on these videos, at least. But today, I would like to present to y'all a kalimba. It's a kalimba. It's really lovely, y'all. Like the little designs on here. It's just intricate, you know. And it's got all the, you know what I mean? And it's just a lovely instrument, y'all. Isn't it cool, y'all? It's really cool. I think it's awesome. I think it's quite awesome. Anyways, today, y'all, I'm going to be talking a little bit about assumptions. I feel like a lot of people, like, even I at times, I'll be honest, make a lot of assumptions about people. Not even about people. Sometimes it's about circumstances. Sometimes it's about ideas. Sometimes it's about groups. I feel like a lot of people make assumptions because they are so involved with how whatever they're assuming something about externally presents itself. I think a lot of people fail to realize that there's so much internally that usually isn't even acknowledged, y'all. It's usually not even acknowledged, and that's okay. Honestly, I think it's a part of human nature to assume and to judge, and it just is a thing, you know, when you grow up, you know, learning a certain way or knowing what's quote-unquote bad and good and, you know, from your environment or whatever, or you grow up a certain way, I think it's natural to judge people. I think it's natural to assume things, but it doesn't really make it right, you know. It doesn't really make it right, y'all. I think a lot of us will tend to be specifically very involved with things like social media and just digital distractions, right? And I think that'll make us lose the concept of people even having an internal self. I think that they, like, when you just scroll and it's kind of mindlessly and you don't really know what you're doing or where you're going, like, I think sometimes that can lead to us just seeing only the things about humans that are externally presented, or the things about ideas that are externally presented. Here, let me move my lamp in the way. Y'all, I just want to let you know that it's okay. It's not something you should shame yourself for. Like, I know that some of y'all will watch like self-improvement content or watch my videos or something, and you might feel a lot of guilt and shame if I happen to call you out, and if I do, I don't mean to, I apologize, but y'all gotta remember, if you feeling that shame and that guilt for it, then it might just be your body telling you that you need some change in those aspects of yourself. And that's not a bad thing, you know. As humans, we should always be striving to change. We should always be striving to develop and to grow. But I think a lot of us just get really comfortable with where we are, in a way. I think a lot of us get comfortable with, like, just like having a cycle, in a way. Having a cycle of, oh, I'm very upset now. You know, and now this upsetness, this is motivating me to do better, so I will do better. You happen to do better for a week, maybe 2 weeks, maybe 3, maybe a month, who knows, you know? And then all of a sudden you hit that low again, because you'll get to that high point that you've been wanting to reach, right? And you will get so comfortable in that high point that you'll just be like, oh, I deserve a break, you know, and of course you do, you deserve some rest, but I think we misinterpret what an actual break really is sometimes. Sometimes we can misinterpret those breaks or those that rest, as us basically going back to past cycles or past things that give us that cheap dopamine, that low dopamine, that little bit. I think it's just easy to do that. It's always the easier way out, I feel like, to do that. But I think the reason that a lot of people get to those points, right, where they get to that low and they're just like that really low because they were comfortable being at that high. I mean, I feel like some people, they get that way because whenever they get to that low, once they get that low, they tend to shame themselves, right? They tend to ridicule themselves. They tend to over-discipline themselves. They tend to overwork and overthink about the fact that they should be different for external reasons, not for yourself, not for this, not for that. Sometimes people will want to change for other people. Sometimes people will want to change because the people they're around happen to be in a better state of mind or where they are in their life, and they'll want to change because they're around those people, and it's natural to be around those people, and they want to be like that. They want to feel that same energy. They want to relate with those people in a way. But if you ever really want to change, if you want to be better, if you want to grow, it's gonna have to be for you, y'all. It's gonna have to be for you and nobody else. Not even your partner, not even your family, not even your best friends. It's gotta be for you, because you're the only person that's gonna be with yourself 100% of the time. And that's hard to accept. I know it is. I think it's really hard to forgive somebody that has done something mean to you, something wrong to you. I think it's very hard to forgive somebody that's done that, especially when that somebody is yourself. It's really difficult to forgive yourself, I feel like, at times. And when you get in those lows, when you start to realize these things, when you start to immerse yourself in these environments where you're around people that are naturally just growing or naturally doing quote unquote better than you, I think it's easy to get in a mindset where we're just shaming ourselves and we're guilting ourselves and we're making ourselves feel like everything is our fault and that we can't really be human. We have to be some kind of autonomous creature, some kind of robotic mechanism, some contraption of a creature that just functions and does the best all the time, is the most efficient, does the best. Y'all gotta realize, you are human. You are literally just as human as if you go outside right now. You go to the store, you go in your neighborhood, you walk around, you see any human, they're just as human as you. They're just as alive as you. They're just as valuable as you in reality, whether we want to accept that or not. Because everybody's different, of course. There's people that are opposite to each other. There's people that are different. There's people that are less developed than some other people. There's people that practice more dark energy than light energy. But the thing is, each and every one of us still retain the same amount of value. We all have that same amount of value that literally just flows within us and flows within our souls and does all that, I hope that y'all be learning some stuff from my videos. I hope that y'all just listen to what I'm saying and don't feel ashamed for being something that I may happen to be talking about, like how I was talking about assumptions earlier. Don't hear that and just be like, oh, I realize that I assume a lot too. I assume a lot about people. I happen to judge a lot about people. And that's something wrong. That's something bad with me. I gotta change that right now. I gotta do something about that right now. And if I don't, then it could have drastic consequences. And sometimes that just isn't the best way to look at it. It's not the best way to feel about it. And even from a logical viewpoint, it's not the most efficient way to view that, I personally have been a person that has struggled with logic immensely in my life. And what I mean by that is I'm a very, very emotional and feeling person. I base a lot of my opinions, my views, my everything off of how I feel, how my emotions are. And that has led me down certain paths to where I am being controlled by my emotions, and I'm not actually controlling my emotions. I'm literally being controlled by them. And with that comes the realization that you can't just be fully emotional, and you certainly can't be fully logical either. You know, there has to be a balance within your soul. There has to be a balance within your mind, because our mind is a tool, y'all, and we gotta keep remembering that. We gotta keep being aware to that. Our mind is a tool that we can either use to our advantage, or we can let use us. It's a tool that can very well use us, or we can use it to do something a little different, to express our actual soul. So that may make y'all all realize that there is a vast difference between the soul and the mind and the heart. There's a vast difference between all three of those parts of ourselves, of our bodies. I personally believe that our soul either resides within like the middle of us, like the very middle of us, or in our heart, in our actual heart. Of course, I don't know for a fact. Scientifically, I don't know if anything like that has been proven, but that's just the way I feel about it. And y'all, and that goes along with what I was saying earlier about how I'm just a very feeling person. I'm a very emotional person, you know, and that's okay. You can be a more logical or a more emotional person. That doesn't make you any less valuable than anybody else. But it's still important to realize that if you truly desire peace, you truly desire happiness and comfort and growth and expression within your life, then you must learn to balance a lot. And it's a lot more easy to say that than it is to put that into action. To be honest with y'all, it's easier to say everything that I say and hear everything that I say than to actually listen and to actually put it into action. And of course, you don't actually have to do that. Nothing about my videos is forced. Nothing about my advice is forced. Nothing about the message that I want to spread to other people, I want to force anything about it. I simply just want to share with y'all what has gotten me to this point. What has gotten me to feel peace, what has gotten me to feel comfort, that has gotten me to feel like I'm contributing something to this world, to something to myself, something to everybody else. You know? Like, the main reason that I be doing these videos in the first place is mainly for me. It's for my own self-expression. I find it difficult to journal. I'll be honest, y'all. I think there's people where certain things will come naturally to them, right? Certain ways of expression will come naturally to them. And I'll use the example with, in a way, the two opposites, the athletics and the arts. In a way, they're very opposite to each other. But some people, when it comes to them, when it comes to the way they've been raised or their environment, athletics will come naturally to them, or arts will come naturally to them. And that's okay. But even if something does come naturally to you like that, it doesn't mean that the other things that are either opposite to you or unknown to you are not possible to learn. That doesn't mean that at all. You truly can learn anything. You truly can, like, harness any energy, I guess you could say, in that regard. Like, you truly can, because that's the power of human potential. But with that comes the realization that it's always going to be difficult. It's always going to be difficult because the way that our minds are, the way that our bodies are, it is so incomprehensibly complex and microscopic in a way that it's very difficult to focus on something like that and really put your focus on it, really get locked in, as a lot of people like to say nowadays. I like that phrase. I'll be for real, y'all. That shit makes me laugh. That shit makes me happy. When people say, I gotta lock in right now. Bruh, that shit makes me laugh. I'm not even gonna lie. That shit makes me happy. I love that saying. Because I'll be in school, right? I'll be with my friends and shit. I'll just be like, bro, this is the last class of the day. I gotta lock in. We got shit to do. I got stuff to do. You know, I got things to complete. I gotta lock in, right? So when it comes to your self-growth journey and living and loving, y'all just gotta lock in, you know? You know what I mean, bro? Like, y'all just gotta lock in, you know? And, with that being said, I feel like I happen to be locked in with my art lately. I'm proud of myself for that, I'm not gonna lie. I've been locked in with that shit. And of course, I'm always locked in that certain aspect. I mean, I draw every single day. I'll be for real. I draw every single day. I practice my skills every single day. But lately, I've just been accomplishing what I need to in a way. Like, I haven't been straying from other things, getting lost with other ideas. I've been focusing and staying stable with what I do, you know? And sometimes if you don't know what to do, it may be best to try something new. Quote that, Dr. Seuss that shit. If you ain't got something to do, try something new. Best believe it, best believe it. As long as that something new isn't like hurting you. Oh my God, I keep rhyming. What the fuck? I keep rhyming. Please, somebody stop me from rhyming. Please. Anyways, I'm just playing. But y'all, it's true though. It really is true. Y'all gotta lock in with your true self. Y'all lock in with your soul. You know, that's how it's gotta be explained. I think I'm gonna title this video something like that. You gotta lock in with your spirit. Something like lock in with your spirit self, or lock in with who you were always meant to be. That's what I gotta name it, because that's like a popular, like a phrase now for our generation. We're just like, we gotta lock in. I love that. I love that so much. Y'all, I don't feel like I'm in any place in time whenever I live, whenever I'm existing. I feel like whenever I'm in the present moment, I don't feel like I'm in the future or the past, you know? I feel like I'm in the present. Just like that, you know? You know, I can literally play this note right here, right now, right? And I can play it 2 seconds later, and it's the exact same note at the exact time, right? I could do this. See how it's at the same time every time, right? Each and every moment that I did that, each and every moment that I went, it was different every single time. Whether it's visible to us, whether it's comprehensible at the time, everything that we experience is nothing is the same. Nothing is the same, everything is different, and it's always meant to be that way. And that's why I truly believe that we live in heaven. I feel like this universe is heaven, y'all. And I know that might be a very controversial opinion, especially with where we are in the world. And I certainly don't want to disregard what's happening in the world, because there is so much injustice and hate and violence that plagues our current world at this moment as I'm speaking, you know? But in reality, like, the only reason that I say that this universe, to me, I view as heaven, is because I feel like heaven, the way that we imagine it, I feel like, or anything like heaven, like any afterlife, I don't mean to disregard any religion or anything like that, but anything that can be related to that, like a place of peace, eternal peace, right? An afterlife of eternal peace, right? Or a universe of eternal peace, right? I really don't think that, like, a place that everything was perfect, a place that everything was good, a place that everything that happened and that you felt was good would be heaven. I feel like that shit would just be boring. I feel like that would be boring as hell. And y'all might not think that right now, because y'all might be in a situation where you haven't experienced something that in your eyes is good in a very long time, you know? And so you may see this life as hell. You may see this universe as hell, you know? And I don't want to disregard that opinion, because honestly, I understand where you're coming from. And it's not like I always felt this way. I used to think this universe was hell too. But in reality, y'all, this universe is perfect because it is balanced. Balance is the key to perfect, in my opinion. Balance is the key to perfection, but perfection doesn't really exist. Balance is the key to, like, highest point of potential, in a way, because there is no perfect, you know. But there isn't any highest point of potential, too, because there's always growth, there's always progression, there's always change, you know. So maybe that's kind of rinky-dink of me to say, too. But anyways, y'all, I have something to show y'all before I go, because I'm going to end this soon. I have been coloring it. Oh my god. The color go crazy, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. The color go crazy. Hold on, y'all. Check this out. Check it out. Hold up. I can't even see what I'm showing. Okay, there we go. I can see what. So the reverb is all done. As you can see, this area over here, y'all. The reverb is all done. Each and every building. Oh my god, that was a voice crack. Each and every building that I portray in the reverb, right, is like, well, in this rendition of it, each and every building that I portray in the reverb is a very important building to my upcoming comic series, The Corridors of Reverb, right? The ones that I portray here are very important buildings that the protagonist, Charlie, will get the most experiences from, I guess you could say. The most important experiences from these particular buildings. Except for the 9, the big ass, hold on, let me show y'all. The 9 right here, y'all, where is it? Yeah, the big street, like that 9, that's not actually in the reverb, I'll be for real. That's just there because this is my 9th project, you know what I mean? So it has to have the big 9, just like, ching, you know, it's like, ching, shiny. Anyways, yeah, I appreciate y'all. As always, question mark? As always, I appreciate y'all. And as you may notice in these videos, I'm just getting like more comfortable, I guess you could say, with being me. But not only that, I'm just being like, I get more energy because I honestly realized that the only source of my energy is within myself. I used to think things like caffeine and coffee and stuff like that, or certain experiences or certain days were my source of energy, right? But to realize that that source is within yourself is to let that energy be flowing and to realize the purpose of human potential and the potential of human potential. Best believe it. So y'all just remember, be careful and be aware when you're assuming, right? Be aware that maybe we should be putting ourselves in other people's shoes a little bit more than we do, you know? Maybe we should be doing that, y'all. Maybe we should be seeing through others' eyes and not just always seeing through our eyes, you know what I mean? So keep that in mind. I felt like today was a very good video. Like I love this video. I'm not gonna lie. This is a really good one, y'all. So I hope y'all got some good advice from it. And I love making these videos. I love talking to y'all every single time. And it is inevitable that this channel skyrockets, so best believe it. Inevitable. Manifestation is key, y'all. Inevitable. Best believe it, y'all. Okay, so I'll see you later. Peacington.